symptoms are outputs. And what that means is that they are a byproduct of neural signals that are sent down by the brain. The brain itself receives neural inputs from sensory receptors located in the peripheral nervous system. And these outputs that are produced by the brain are a reflection of what that sensory input is. Just imagine you were to wait at a train station for a train to turn up, and it's the final stop on its route, but you're completely unaware that at any of the previous 7 stops, there's potential for the railway to be diverted in another direction, taking the train to a different station. With regards to the human body, these 7 stops represent the sensory receptor, the peripheral nerves that are delivering that signal into the spinal cord itself, the brainstem, the cerebellum, the thalamus or basal ganglia, and the cortex. What many chronic illness sufferers don't know is that dysfunctions that arise in any of these structures or pathways can go on to produce permanently undesirable outputs, which we'll likely experience in the form of chronic symptoms. So you doing everything in your power to try to fix a symptom that keeps cropping up is kind of like the equivalent of continuously waiting for a train to show up at the final stop, even though one of the previous stations is continuously directing it elsewhere. These are unconscious systems that you have to target in a very specific way. In my own recovery journey, chronic symptoms only started to fade away once the corresponding neuronal pathway that was creating them was assessed and then the identified dysfunctions were addressed. This process is like the equivalent of redirecting the train tracks back onto their original destination. The treatment modality that allowed me to achieve this was something called functional neurology, and the type of practitioner who thoroughly assessed these structures and pathways and prescribed me with very specific neurological exercises was a board-certified chiropractic neurologist.